Hi everyone, let me show you this short demo on MuleSoft IDP. And the demo flow is super simple. I created a screen flow in Salesforce, which is capable of accepting ID cards as images. And then it takes these ID cards and send it to MuleSoft IDP, which extract the data and represent it in Salesforce. So that's super simple. And how to download attachments from Salesforce, that's what I recently shared. From the Salesforce objects on every entity, you get the ID. You try to identify if this ID is linked to any content document links. Once you have a result there, you take the content document ID and try to get the content version, which will then be a base 64 content for that specific attachment. And once you have it, you can send it basically to MuleSoft IDP, and MuleSoft IDP is able to process it. So that's basically what I did. And let me show you first of all what I did in MuleSoft IDP. So in IDP, I created a template, a generic template, which is capable of extracting the gender, the name, the birth date, the issue date, and so on, and the document number. And I tested it out on few of those cards which I found online, and it seems to work. So that was totally fine for me. I published it, so it became available as an API in Exchange. And I tested it out using the post method, first of all, where I am submitting the document itself and receiving a ID, which I can then later on follow up on using the get method and fetch the result from that ID, execution ID. So I get the result of the document which has been processed by IDP. So it's a very similar approach with the RPA bots, where you first execute the RPA bot and then you get the ID, and later on you follow up using that ID with a get method. So that's what I did, and in order to do it, I required, of course, a connected app, which I had to create. And here I did create my IDP connected app using client credentials. So those are here. And then I went to Postman to test it out. First of all, I required a token, so which I can easily access by providing in the body the connected app, client ID and secret. So once I have this token, I can use this token into my post service. And in the post service, you can see I have this token, but also I'm having the ID card. Which one? It is actually this ID card, which I will be using to be submitted. And then I will follow up on the results. So let me submit it. So here I get the ID, and this ID is something I can now copy and go into the get method of the same API and just replace the ID here with the latest one. And when you see here, it says in progress. The results are not yet here, but it takes around about 30 seconds to get the results. Now you can see the status is manual validation required, but that's okay for me. I can now take this and see, okay, what the IDP has extracted. So the birth date, or the birth date is here. We can see also the issue date, date of expiry, the gender, document number, name, and first name are extracted as well. So that's the whole prepare part. And once I have it, I can import this API into Exchange, into Salesforce, and use it in my screen flow. So let me show you the screen flow itself. And I'm going to work first of all with this ID and upload it into the screen flow. So here you can see this is my screen flow. It's pretty simple, nothing special. I just want to demonstrate how you can upload these IDs. Let me go to the right area. So here I am, and that's the first one. So it is being uploaded, and now I can click on process. It will check every 5 seconds if the document is processed, and once the document is processed, it will display the results. So that's basically the eBanks John James, 17th of September, gender is M, and we can check it here. So that's basically eBanks John James M, 17th of September. The second one could be this one. It's a more Swiss specific example. So let's say finish, and now I will upload the other one with the same template, right? So it's very flexible. Now I'm uploading the second one. It is done and processing it. So again, the API call is executed along the file, and MuleSoft takes that file and process it with MuleSoft IDP. And once the results are extracted, those are displayed here. So again, we get the document ID, the first name, last name, date of birth, gender, and expiry date. That's basically here. We can see here gender, date of birth, expiry date, name, uh, and first name. And the last one which I want to do is this one. We already did it in the IDP playground, but let me do it from here as well. So you get a sense of how flexible MuleSoft IDP can be to read different kind of ID cards. Of course, you have to prepare the template, you have to test it out, but once it is there, you can simply use it and process the cards, ID cards, or any kind of documents where maybe you may not find a template in MuleSoft IDP. That's what you can use then the generic template for, and extract all the data. So now you can see this is basically extracted from the last ID card. So we can see here, this is the document number, Jörg, yeah, Christian. We see the date of birth, gender, and expiry date, and that's basically also represented here. So you can see here's the document number, expiry date, date of birth, first name and last name. So that was it. Thanks a lot.